Hello, welcome to Stephanie Uncensored. So the book I'll be reviewing is The Anatomy of Us. It is book number 2 by Amelia LeFay, and it is book number 2 in the WJM duet. And it is the conclusion of Wesley, Maxwell, and Jane's story from The Anatomy of Jane. And if you have not read The Anatomy of Jane, please stop this video and don't go any further. I will have to check, and if I did do a video for The Anatomy of Jane, I will link it down below in the description so you can take a look at that if you want to look at that. But please, I would really hate to give any spoilers, but I really want to talk about this book. So if you haven't read the first part of it, then you're really not going to understand the second part. So go ahead and click off now. I don't mind. Thanks. So, now, if you've decided that you're going to go ahead and watch this video, this book, The Anatomy of Us, picks up where the cliffhanger of The Anatomy of Jane ends. So, that ending left us with Maxwell missing, Wesley going about his own direction, not knowing what's going on, and Jane finding out some very interesting information. So this book starts off and you are back with Maxwell. And you get to see his struggle, which was very heartbreaking, because if you know what the struggle is, then it's really touching for him to go through what he goes through, and being in love with these two people and not knowing how to show that but go through this very difficult situation is it's very sweet and it's beautiful. And then we catch back up with Wesley and we catch back up with Jane, because Jane needs help with something from both of the guys, Maxwell and Wesley. So they find themselves sort of back in the same situation, but they have to deal with backlash, they have to deal with family, they have to deal with all of the issues that have happened over their separation. And it's just a beautiful, very interesting take on how to deal with a missing 3 years. Other than that, I really can't go into what happens because I would be giving spoilers and I don't want to do that. I will say that I only gave this book 4 stars, and that was being a little generous. It was well-rounded, and it rounded out the conclusion of their stories. However, I do think a little more time should have been taken before it was released, because there were quite a few grammatical errors, words out of place, things that kind of threw off this, not really things that threw off the story, just words out of place. And the mind is a wonderful thing because it can fill in the blanks, and if something is clearly written out but it's jumbled with a word or two here or a sentence structure here or there, the brain can, tell you, hey, this is logically what it should say, or logically how it should be spelled, things like that. So that's why I only gave it 4 stars, and I just wish that it had been a little more time had been taken. However, I do know that the author, this was a major labor of love for her, so I sort of understand. And I would really love if there was maybe a revision or an update to it. It would be amazing. And some of the thoughts, sort of finished or what have you. I have stayed off of the spoiler boards because I didn't want to spoil anything, which I'm really happy about. Now I can go on and discuss with the other ladies or people that have read this book, and we can, hash out, all those issues. But it was a very good conclusion. of Wesley, Jane, and Maxwell's story. They did throw some other issues in there, which were great toppings. They didn't feel too rushed because they did happen sort of at the end of the book. But it brought everything full circle. So it was a great conclusion to their story, and I don't know when it will be released on Amazon or any other of the other platforms. It was a special release for people that are in Amelia LeFay's group, Facebook group. So if you are part of that group, know that this book is out there for us, but it's not on all platforms. So everyone can't, unfortunately, go and find this book. But that's The Anatomy of Us, book number 2 in the WJM series, The Duet. It's a conclusion book, and I gave it 4 stars. Go check that out, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.